In the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, there is a small town called Black Creek. The town is old. The trees around it are even older. They stand tall and dark, and the wind, well, it whispers secrets through their leaves. Folks in Black Creek know a lot of stories. They tell tales about strange things that happen in the shadows of the mountains. But there's one story they just don't like to tell. It's the story of WZRD 103.1. That was the town's only radio station. Now it's silent. It's been silent for 50 years. The radio station sits on a high hill overlooking the town. The building is small and made of wood. The paint is peeling off like old, dry skin. A tall radio tower stands next to it, a dark finger pointing at the gray sky. Back in 1974, a man named Arthur Hayes was the host. He had a late-night show about strange and scary things. He talked about ghosts and local legends. People liked to listen. His voice was calm and deep, and it filled their homes in the dark. One night, Arthur was doing a special show. He was talking about a spirit he believed haunted the radio station itself. He said he could feel it there with him. He said it was getting closer. His voice started to shake. Then right in the middle of a sentence, there was a loud static sound. After the static, there was only silence. Arthur Hayes was gone. No one ever saw him again. The radio station WZRD 103.1 never broadcasted another sound. The people of Black Creek left it alone, a quiet monument to a story they wished they could forget. The legend says the station isn't empty. Some people who drive past the hill at night say they see a strange light in the window. It's a soft blue light that flickers like a candle in the wind. Others say they sometimes hear faint music when the air is very still. It's not regular music, it's a strange, sad tune that seems to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. The old people in town warn their children to stay away from the hill. They say something bad waits inside the old building. It's waiting for someone to turn the radio on again. 50 years later, in the year 2025, a college student named Emily came to Black Creek. Emily was studying folklore and history for a school project. She loved old stories, especially scary ones. She heard the legend of WZRD 103.1, and well, she knew she had to learn more. The story pulled her in. She wanted to know what really happened to Arthur Hayes. She wanted to understand the silence that had fallen over the town's radio waves. She didn't believe in ghosts, but she believed in good stories, and this was the best one she had ever heard. Emily spent days in the town's small library. She read old newspapers from 1974. They all told the same story. The radio host disappeared during his show. The police searched the station and the woods around it. They found nothing. They found no sign of Arthur, no sign of a struggle. It was as if he had simply vanished into thin air. Emily felt a shiver run down her spine as she read the last article. It quoted the town sheriff, who said, "It's like the station just swallowed him whole." After her research, Emily decided she had to see the station for herself. She found an old map of the town and located the hill. One afternoon, she drove her car up the narrow, winding road. The trees grew thick and close on both sides, making the sunny day feel dark. When she reached the top, she saw it. The station looked just like the stories said. It was old and forgotten, and a strange quiet filled the air. The front door was locked with a rusty chain, but a window on the side was broken, leaving a dark, gaping hole. With her heart beating fast, Emily climbed through the broken window. Inside, the air was thick with the smell of dust and decay. Everything was covered in a thick gray layer. There were old records scattered on the floor and yellowed papers on a desk. She saw the broadcast booth, a small room with a large window looking into the main area. She walked toward it, her footsteps echoing in the silence. She pushed open the door to the booth and stepped inside. It felt like stepping back in time, and a strange coldness touched her skin. Inside the broadcast booth, a large control panel sat on a desk. It was covered in knobs, switches, and meters. A big microphone stood on a metal arm, pointed at the empty chair. Emily was surprised. She expected everything to be broken and ruined by time, but the equipment looked almost new beneath the dust. She wiped a clear spot on the control panel with her sleeve, as her fingers touched a large red button that said, "On air." A strange feeling came over her. It was a strong urge, a feeling that she just had to press it. Ignoring the little voice of fear in her head, Emily pushed the button. She didn't expect anything to happen. The station had no power, but a low hum started and small lights on the panel began to glow a soft, green color. The on-air sign above the window lit up with a bright, red light. Power was running through the station. Emily couldn't explain it. It was impossible. She looked at the microphone, then leaned forward. "Hello?" she whispered, her voice trembling slightly. "Is anyone listening?" Her voice came out of the old speakers in the corner of the room, clear and perfect. A wave of excitement and fear washed over her. She was broadcasting from the haunted station. She started to talk about her project, about the legend of Arthur Hayes. She spoke for several minutes, describing the dusty room and the strange feeling in the air. As she spoke, the room grew colder. The lights on the control panel started to flicker, changing from green to a strange, sickly blue. A shadow moved in the corner of her eye. Suddenly, a voice answered her through the speakers. It wasn't her voice. It was a deep, raspy whisper that seemed to come from the microphone itself. "I am always listening," it said. Emily froze, her blood turning to ice. She tried to stand up, to run, but she couldn't move. Her body was paralyzed, stuck in the chair. She tried to scream, but no sound came out. The shadows in the room grew longer and darker. They moved and twisted, gathering around her chair like a dark fog. She was trapped. Now the silence of WZRD 103.1 is broken. Every night when the moon rises over the Appalachian Mountains, the radio comes alive. People living within 50 miles of Black Creek can tune their radios to 103.1 FM. And every night they hear a voice. It's Emily's voice. She talks about the dark woods and the cold room. She tells stories of shadows that dance on the walls. Her voice is calm, but there's a deep sadness in it, a fear that never goes away. She sounds like she's reading from a script she can't stop. The broadcast is getting stronger. Each night its signal reaches a little farther. More towns can hear it. More people are tuning in, curious about the strange new station that only plays at night. They listen to Emily's haunting stories. Her voice is hypnotic, and many people fall asleep while listening. But some of them do not wake up in the morning. They are found in their beds with their radios still on, tuned to WZRD 103.1. Their faces are peaceful, as if they are listening to a sweet dream. No one can find the source of the broadcast. The police have gone to the old station on the hill. They find it dark and silent. There's no power. The door is chained shut. The broken window is still there, but inside everything is covered in a thick, undisturbed layer of dust. There's no sign that anyone has been there in 50 years. There is no sign of Emily. But at night, her voice returns to the airwaves, telling her endless, scary story to an ever-growing audience. The people of Black Creek know the truth. They know the station has her. The spirit that took Arthur Hayes now has Emily, and it's using her voice to reach out from its silent home. Her broadcast is a lure, a ghostly song calling people to a final, quiet sleep. They warn travelers and newcomers to never ever tune their radio to WZRD 103.1, because the last broadcast never really ended. It just found a new voice, and it is always looking for new listeners.